You win this round, Lois.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. Absolutely. This is probably the first time you guys have seen me with my natural nails painted. This is the first time I have seen myself with my natural nails painted since I was 13 years old. So we're just gonna move past that. I chose to love surgery and this is what surgery has taken from me, and that's okay. Anyways, how's everybody doing? I found it. If you would like to follow me on social media, here is my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. We have a lot of fun on there. Also, if you would like to see more of me and my content, I do have a Patreon, which is another sort of like YouTube-like service, but it's sort of a subscription that you pay. And I post vlogs, Sims videos, we do book clubs. Currently, right now, we're voting on our book club read for June. We are behind, my fault. My fault. We're deciding what to read for June's book club. So if you wanna be a part of the voting, if you wanna go to the polls, this would be another opportunity to go to the polls. As for my recent video, before this, I posted a video about Love Island. Today I'm posting a video about Love Island. Next I'll post a video about Love Island. Unless somebody bothers me in the next week, but I've already written down things of people bothering me, but I wait until I have enough to actually make a full video. And there's not enough yet. Most of it is DDG. Most of it is honestly DDG. So I can't spend an entire video talking about DDG. That's not my ministry, so I'm waiting until more people inevitably bother me. I have my flower in my hair for Love Island. Love Island week duh. Okay, so before I start going through all of them, I just want to say that I really love mess. Like, this really truly brings me so much joy, how sloppy and messy and just absolutely chaotic it is. No matter like people I like, don't like, I really am grateful for Love Island USA for giving me this entertainment in this transition point of my life. I have to say I'm eternally grateful. Thank you for your service. All the Islanders, thank you for your service. I really appreciate it in these trying times. This week too, let me just start because you know what? Let me turn my fan on. Let me turn my fan on because I'm about to get heated. First off, we're gonna start with the men. I'll first off with Bombshell, who has just left the villa. Jalen, tragic. I really have nothing to say. The only thing I'll say about Jalen is when he was doing this on the boat, I did chuckle. Jalen, sorry you had to go so soon. Olandria didn't see it for you and I see it for Olandria. So it's whatever Olandria sees, that's what I see. And she does not see it for you, so I don't see it for you. Goodbye, Jalen. Thank you for serving your purpose. You know what? I can't. Because I was about to say thank you for serving your purpose, but he in fact did not. Because Taylor will return to exactly his old habits immediately. But I'm not at Taylor right now. I'm currently at Jalen. So let me talk about Jalen before I get angry. But anyways, bye Jalen. Sorry you had to go so soon. I have nothing else to say. Next is the second bombshell, Pepe, who's a retired basketball player. I have really no thoughts about him. All I will say is that I think Nick's whoreness is being challenged. I think Nick's like harlotness is being challenged by Pepe. Because when Pepe first came in and was talking to the women in the villa, he was saying anything. He was telling them all the same thing, telling them whatever they wanted to hear. So I think, Nick, you have met your whore match. I don't think Pepe has, he's very much seems very locked in with Hannah, which I, again, don't really care about. But I do believe that those like harlot tendencies are just waiting to jump out. And I believe, Nick, you have met your challenge, which is saying a lot because I didn't think it'd be possible to find a challenge for Nick's debauchery. I didn't think so, but here we are. Next up is, I'm speeding through these men because I talked about them. You know who I'm gonna talk about for a long time. Next up is Austin. I'm tired of Austin. I'm tired of Austin because he's a Trumpy. I'm tired of Austin because he's a bigot for like all of those reasons, obviously. But I'm also sick and tired of the fucking moping. That's why I'm very happy this recouple. See, I'm happy and I'm sad because Shelly is free of Austin, yay. But now she's with Ace, boo. Amaya is free of Ace, yay, but now she's with Austin, boo. If I take away the like whole Trump supporter of it all, I think Amaya and Austin are pretty cute together. They both clearly have the same, their brains work the exact same way, and I think it is cute. However, Austin's favorite thing to do in the villa is mope, groan, and be a fake meditation instructor. Those are the only 3 things we've ever seen Austin do in the villa, and I'm bored. I'm literally bored of it. Shelly, let's discuss how in last night's episode, Shelly had to plan her own spontaneous date. Her own spontaneous date. She had to plan after telling Austin for the past 4 episodes, I like spontaneity. I wanted you to do cute little things. Look at what Ace is doing. Like, those are the things that I like. She literally handed him a blueprint manual about what to do to keep her attention. And he said, my hands are tied. My hands are tied. I can't do anything. All I can do is mope, groan. Nobody cares. I want him out of my villa. I want him out of my villa because I'm bored. He's not even giving me anything, and I know I want to see this. I want to see this bestie Austin everybody's talking about because he does say things that make me laugh. He does, and I hate myself for that. I gotta be honest. I hate that Austin makes me laugh. It disturbs my spirit. It disturbs my spirit. But I don't need him here because he's boring me. And I don't believe he's gonna show up for Amaya any differently than he did for Shelly. And for that, I want him out of my villa. Now let me say, I don't give a rat's ass that he voted for Taylor. I would have voted for Taylor, but y'all know my beef with Taylor. I don't care that he voted for Taylor. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why. I really couldn't tell you why he did that. He seemed to like instantly regret doing it too. So I have no idea what was going through Austin's head. Theories, racism. Theory 2, Shelly and Olandria have been talking about how Taylor's doing next to nothing, and maybe Shelly told Austin said he gotta go. That is a far less likely option. Third option is he literally couldn't pick and did eeny, meeny, miny, mo in his head. Most likely option, knowing what we know about Austin and his that's happening up there. Most likely option is he went eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and that was the end of that. I don't care that he voted out Taylor because Charlie was going home regardless. You got they trying to talk to him about why did you vote out Taylor? Why would you abandon the brotherhood? Charlie was going home anyway. It was never gonna be Huda. It was never gonna be Huda. None of the women are going to vote Huda out of this villa. And we'll get to that when I get to Huda, but they're not going to because of the sisterhood. They're not going to. And you don't have the votes. If you has to choose, it's up to Hamilton. It's up to the delegates. It's up to the voters. There's not enough voters. There are not enough voters. They're never gonna get Huda off this island because there's not enough votes. Every attempt is gonna fail because there are not enough votes, because women will not vote her off because she is their sister. Like it or hate it, love it or list it, it don't matter. That's the way that the villa is currently operating. Even if Austin had voted for Huda, it would have been a tie. Like, I'm really not understanding what, because the thing is, I'm not supposed to understand what goes on in a delusional, misogynistic man's head. I'm not supposed to. So when I say I don't understand what was going through Ace's head when he was yelling at Austin for voting for Taylor, I'm not supposed to understand what was happening there because I don't have that mindset. I don't have that mindset of super villain ass shit. So I'm not supposed to understand his mindset because I would off myself if I understood his mindset. Anyways, Huda was never gonna leave. Austin could have voted for whoever. He could have voted for the ground. He could have voted for the ground, the bugs that are in the villa. He could have voted for them and Huda still would not have left. Get over it. Austin, I'm bored with you. Get out of my villa. I'm just bored. I just don't understand how somebody can give you like play-by-play instructions about how to treat them and you don't do it. And then you come and complain to them every single episode about, I don't understand why we're still in this love triangle. I don't know how I can get out of this love triangle. She gave you play-by-play instructions. You even could have copied the shit that Ace did. You could have literally copied it, word for word, bar for bar. You could have copied it, and that would have still shown some effort. He put in no effort into maintaining his relationship with Shelly, which is why I'm upset that Shelly chose Ace, but I'm not upset that Shelly did not choose Austin. I'm glad that she's free of this. He's just a blob. He's a blob. Don't want to do nothing. Don't want to be nothing. Don't want to have an opinion about nothing. It's just blob Central Station. And I want him on the express train out of the villa. Point blank, period. I have wasted my breath on Austin already. Moving on. Charlie, I don't give a rat's ass that Charlie left. It was time for Charlie to go. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all are on TikTok crying, and I don't know why. I don't know what Charlie provided for you. Charlie certainly provided nothing for me, but we are different in some ways. Charlie is a fucking weirdo and had to go. He was not interested in Iris. Let's lay it out all on the table right now. He was not interested in Iris. He was only interested in Hannah. He only went to talk to Iris because Hannah made him upset by talking to Pepe. That is exactly what happened, no ifs, ands, or buts. And Hannah recognized that herself. She was like, I don't want to be in a petty ego war with you every time, because this is Love Island. Hannah is supposed to talk to multiple people at once. Charlie can also talk to multiple people at once, but in that moment, he was not doing it to explore other connections. He was doing it to spite Hannah. That's it. That's it. And so he went for Iris. That didn't work because you don't like Iris. Iris doesn't like you. In fact, nobody likes you. I never see anybody talking to Charlie in the villa. Nobody likes him. So the second person you chose to go to was Hannah's best friend in the villa. He's sick. He's a weirdo, and that's why he's no longer in Fiji. That's why it's pretty simple mathematics. Weirdo behavior, Amaya, people's princess, clocked the weirdo behavior, and now you're gone. Shouldn't have been a fucking weirdo then, Charlie. Talking about, I always had a soft spot for her. You're a liar. You're a liar, and Amaya recognized your lie, and even despite the fact that she knew I might get voted out because like this man is trying to start a connection with me and I'm rejecting him because of my loyalty to my friend and loyalty to my literal morals, there's a very real chance that I could go home. And she did it anyway because you're a fucking weirdo. Now, when it was time to vote them out and he started speaking, I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself. I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself. I was all set. I was like, oh, perfect. No decision needs to be made. Charlie's gonna take the L and he's gonna leave. Then he kept talking and I was like, oh, you're not leaving. Oh, you wanna stay? Oh, you think you're in Hannah's connection? Oh, we're clearly in two different universes right now. I had the most incredible conversation with Hannah in it, beans and toast. Oh, the most concrete. We do not care. I don't care. I can't speak. I'm not French. I can't speak for everyone. I do not care. I don't even think his conversation with Hannah was very like, what are we saving here? And that's when Nick and all them are trying to say like, oh, we should have saved Charlie because him and Hannah had been through so much. What exactly? They had been as closed off as Jeremiah and Huda. There'd be double standards down in there'd be double standards down in this villa. Hannah was the one who wanted to explore multiple people. Charlie was is Hannah only, and only moved away from Hannah when he was slighted, when he felt slighted, when he felt like, oh, I'm not big, tough, macho man. Even in the way that he walks, it's giving. I'm trying to be big, tough, macho man. Big, tough, macho man comes from within, Charlie. And I don't think you're big, tough, macho man. I don't think you have that. So I couldn't care less if Beans and Toast left the villa. I don't know why he needed to say, we certainly don't need to bring people back. What's this bring people? This is a game show. They got kicked off. Like, this cannot be y'all's first reality game show we're watching. We don't need to bring everybody back. We don't need to bring everybody back. It's like reheating leftovers for weeks. That's dangerous. That's dangerous and can make you very, very ill. We don't need to keep reheating leftovers. Charlie can leave. Charlie's already left, matter of fact. He don't need to come back. And then something that Charlie's leaving and Ace is hugging him and telling him, I'm so proud of you. Why is this man leading y'all around like a shepherd and sheep in the villa? This is my thing when it comes to the men in this villa and Ace and being Ace's groupies. This is national TV. It is immortalized forever, you following around the 22-year-old in the villa like a lapdog. That is on TV, that is on peacock.com forever. That's not embarrassing to you? That's my question. But you know, clearly nothing embarrasses any man in this villa because of the way that they act. Because if I knew that my every move was being recorded, I would not want my presence in the villa dictated by a 22-year-old TikTok dancer. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't have this mentality that is needed in the villa. Monkey see, monkey do. Maybe I don't have that. And that's perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with not having that, and I will live another day. So that's Charlie. Charlie's gone. Nobody cares. This is juice. Nobody cares. Apple pomegranate juice from Wegmans. You guys should try it. It's fucking delicious. I'm gearing up to talk about, let me just be quiet and fan myself. The AC's on full blast and I'm still gonna fan myself because I'm about to get hot. I'm about to get hot. All right, that's enough. Next man up is Jeremiah. I do not like Jeremiah. I have not liked Jeremiah since episode 1, maybe episode 2. There's a slight chance that he made it into episode 2 without me disliking him. The chance of that happening is slim. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start with when the second Huda told Jeremiah that she's a mother, that relationship was dead in the water immediately. I think anybody who is awake in 2025, is around our ages in 2025, knows that if this had happened not in Fiji, if this had happened on the streets of Los Angeles, Jeremiah would have changed his name and ran for the hills the second Huda told him that she's a mother. And he did Fiji's version of that, which was to berate her, degrade her into leaving him alone rather than being a man, rather than being an adult and saying, actually, I am uncomfortable or whatever. I don't care what you said, but saying like, I don't want to be a stepfather. Actually, I've realized that I don't want to continue this relationship, that it's not fair to you, blah, blah, blah. There's so many words. There's literally so many words he could have used to express the fact that he does not want to be a stepfather, instead of, because this is the thing with Jeremiah and people like Jeremiah. That's why okay, no. I don't think Huda's not right. Huda's not right in many ways. She's not right for telling Jeremiah to stand up for himself. But I'm gonna say to Jeremiah, like, stand up. Not for yourself, but just for like what you want. You clearly don't want Huda. You clearly don't want Huda because she's a mother. Me for other reasons as well, because I'm getting to Huda later. Don't worry, I'm getting to Huda later. You don't want to be a stepfather. Just say that. Instead of this constant negging, constant mom jokes, constant digs the fact that she literally is a mother and cannot change that and will not change that. Instead of coming out and saying it, it's this trying to get her to hate him by proxy so he doesn't have to be honest with her. It's this push and pull cat and mouse game that I am sick and tired of. They both need to be out of the villa by this weekend. can you just do more for me? Like, can you, like, everyone's doing these cute little dates and I feel like you're not doing enough for me. I feel like you're not pursuing me. I feel like you're comfortable and you think, oh, you have me, I don't have to pursue me. You have a kid. That's normal. That's not normal. That's not normal. He thinks because he's okay, and can I use 4 air quotes? Like, he's okay with her having a kid is God's gift to earth. He literally thinks he's doing her the biggest favor by being okay with her having a child, which he's clearly not. He is clearly not okay with the possibility of being a stepfather. First of all, if they recouple together, he is ghosting her after this entire show. I promise you right now, if they leave this island together, he is ghosting her because he doesn't want to be a stepfather. You know it, I know it. Huda, for some reason, it's not clicking in her head. The kid changed everything. And instead of manning up and admitting to that, he's trying to get Huda to do his dirty work for him. And it makes me sick. It also makes me sick that the audience, or not, that people can't see that. Like, that people can't see that. But you know what, alas. Let's discuss Pancake Gate. I want to discuss Pancake Gate, and I don't know if y'all are gonna like me for this. I think handing somebody a singular uncooked raw pancake is insane. That would make me crash out. I'm sorry. Everybody, y'all gonna hate me. Imagine somebody handing you a single uncooked pancake. That's your breakfast. A single raw pancake. That's your entire breakfast. There were many, many people in the kitchen who've been making breakfast for days. He could have asked for help. He could have taken somebody else's pancake. He could have touched the pancake and been like, whoa, this shit is raw. Let me try again. Let me ask somebody for help if I don't know how to make pancakes. He instead handed her, that's the shit I'm talking about. He hates her. Handing her a single raw cooked pancake is a sign of evil maleficence. That is what that is. Imagine if somebody handed me a single uncooked pancake, so you hate me. That's the only explanation. That is the only way the dots connect, is if you hate me. That's the only reason why you would hand me a singular uncooked pancake for breakfast. Sue me, chain me to the cross. I don't care what you have to do. That's buck wild. That is absolutely buck wild. And I would have crashed out right then and there. Because the thing is, she even said, yeah, it was raw. I appreciate you for making it though. That was nice as hell. Yeah, you know, then the conversation quickly devolved into typical Huda and Jeremiah bullshit, but an uncooked pancake is diabolical. Let's all like be so for real right now. A singular uncooked pancake for breakfast is diabolical. That, he does not like her. He does not like her. I'm talking about, look at the plates everybody brings out. Pancakes, bacon, fruit, toast. He doesn't like her, and he won't just come out and say it. So he's trying to goat her into losing her shit, so he can be like, look, she's crazy. Look, she's crazy. I can't be with her because she's so crazy. And I see right through it, Jeremiah. I see, if nobody else does, let me tell you, every night I sit here on this TV and watch you, I see your spirit, and I'm scared of it. I see him chasing away demons in the villa. I see him. He holds it. He's much better at holding himself together than Huda is. Huda, I'm not gonna talk about Huda right now. We get into it. Huda cannot emotionally regulate to save her life. She literally, it seems physically impossible for her to do so. Jeremiah is much better at holding his bullshit in, and that's why it looks the way it does. Jeremiah has not liked her since he found out that she was a mother. He constantly, so let's go through, I wrote them down as I was watching the episode. I wrote them down. He said, when he was talking, I believe, to Ace, like talking about Huda and talking about Pancake Gate, he said, I don't know if I should pivot soon or try to work things out. So you know, this is not working, and you're talking about it with who? Not with Huda. When Huda was talking about the pancake, he was like, you act like you're living in hell. Because Huda was upset at you bringing her undercooked and raw food. He was like, you act like I treat you badly. This is him still talking about, like, I'm still talking to you after you told me that you had a kid. Like, I'm still entertaining you. I'm still speaking to you. I'm still sleeping in the same bed as you. You should be grateful. You should be grateful that I haven't run for the hills, that I haven't jumped into the ocean and swam back to Los Angeles. You should be grateful for that. In episode 10, I wrote it down. Overnight, because they're always talking in the middle of the night for whatever reason. I don't know when they sleep. I don't know when. I don't know how anybody in this house can ever get any rest. Overnight, Huda was, and this is the night right before the recoupling. She was like, do I have to be worried about you? This is the thing when Huda crashes out and she's irrational and she's Looney Tunes, clearly. But I'm like, do y'all not believe that Jeremiah like says things to her that we don't see because they're cut out? This is 24 hours of footage cut down into an hour and 11 minutes. She asked him, do I have to be worried about you? We did not hear his response. I'm not a betting woman. I am too anxious for that. Gambling, honestly, don't let me become president. Gambling is going to be banned for everybody. These parlays, nuke them. What was I saying? Hold on. I bet he was like, no, I would never, ever, ever leave you. If they put me with somebody else, I would sleep with you outside. I would walk off the show with you. If they send you out, I would bet so much money I don't have that is what he said to her. And now it looks like she's crazy because we didn't hear it. Now, again, guys, because I know y'all are in the comments talking about, well, what about Huda? I'm not talking about Huda right now. I'm talking about Jeremiah. Let's focus on Jeremiah. Another problem. Who is a problem? These two together this has to end. This has to end. This constant cat and mouse. They love it. They both feed into this absolute toxic waste dump of a relationship. It's constant, like, Huda's yelling, screaming. He's like, you're so cute when you do. I said, what are we talking about right now? After she said, don't talk to anybody about us ever, 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 which I'm not gonna say I understand, but like maybe talking to your potential new coupling about your issue with your old coupling. You know, I could see how Huda might be like, oh, you're showing her those cracks in her foundation. Girl, she's been watching the show for 8 episodes. The cracks, the chasms, the canyons, we already know. We already know about the cracks in your foundation. But right after she says that like crazy thing, he's like, you're so cute. What are we doing right now? Why is this still on my screen? Why is this like infectious, contagious, toxic dump still on my screen? Why are we still validating this toxic, manipulative, just crap show of a relationship? Why is it on my screen? They had their first serious fight and then had sex for the first time. I don't believe that. Had sex for the first time that night. What do you want me to take you seriously? Because neither of the two of them take themselves seriously. So how am I able to take Huda and Jeremiah seriously if Huda and Jeremiah don't take themselves seriously? I can't help you. I'm in New York. I can't come to Fiji and help you see yourself in a better light. I can't make you want better for yourself. I can't make you recognize what sort of hell malarkey is going on right in front of you. I can't do that. So what do you want me to do as a viewer? What do you want me to do as a viewer? I broke you two up. That's what I did as a viewer. I ended it by force. Was it slightly messy? Of course. Of course. I don't deny that. Why would I deny that I love mess? Look at me. I'm in a bathrobe talking about a television show for God knows how long. I clearly love mess and have nothing better to do with my time as of right now. But I can't make you love yourself. I can't make you want better for yourself, so I ended it by force. Cause I'm sick and tired of it. Why you having sex for the first time after your biggest fight? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then this man who said, we so locked in, we the strongest couple here, like, but at the same time, no, Iris, you can talk to me, no problem, no problem, you can pull me for a chat, no problem. The woman you supposedly are so locked into, like, I'm just playing the game, it's not my fault, I found a strong connection so early. You didn't even try to fight for her when she was about to get kicked off the show. I want everyone to watch that scene again. Not a single tear was shed. He was squeezing his eyes shut, trying to create friction to create a tear. He couldn't do it. Not a single tear fell that I saw. He didn't even try to fight for you or nothing. That's crazy. He just said, I'm gonna miss sleeping with you. No, didn't fight for her. Didn't say, oh, if she leaves, I leave. None of that. Even Rob's delusional ass was out there throwing a fit for Andrea. A fit. A literal fit for Andrea. And Jeremiah was like, oh, I'm gonna miss sleeping with you. He don't care. He don't care about you. He don't care about you. He don't care about your life. He don't care about your child. He don't care. And she's shown it time and time and time again. The man was ecstatic. The man was ecstatic to be free of you, Huda. Wake up. I can't. I really can't, because she's not going to. And then I'm going to get irritated, and then I'm going to be in my own cycle of toxicity with Huda and Jeremiah. And I don't want that. That's why I tried to break them up by force. But as long as the two of them are still in the villa together, they could be in a couple or not, this will continue. And I'm already sick of it. Let me get back to Jeremiah though. Jeremiah spoke to everybody in the villa before talking to Huda. Huda almost got eliminated. Huda was almost sent home. Huda almost had to pack her bags. It was very, very close to Huda having to pack her bags. Jeremiah talked to Hannah, Iris, Pepe, Jalen, Olandria, Shelly. He talked to everybody in the villa and did not check on the woman he's so locked in with. Strongest connection here. We down bad for none of that. Didn't check on her, not one, not even for a minute. Not even a smile, not even an are you, none of that. He hates her. He hates her. Let me tell you something right now about Jeremiah. Jeremiah actively is in phase 2 of his plan to terrorize her. Phase 1 of his plan to terrorize Huda started when he did not kiss. Was it Amaya who came up to kiss him? That was phase 1 of Jeremiah's terrorist actions. Let me tell you. Phase 2 of Jeremiah's terrorist action started when Iris and Jeremiah got into a couple and Huda was almost booted off the show. That was phase 2 of his plan to now terrorize her from afar. He terrorized her up close. Now he's in phase 2 to terrorize her from afar. He wanted to start terrorizing her as soon as he got off the boat from the island, but Huda didn't engage. That was in her I'm unbothered, but I'm so bothered, but I'm unbothered, but I'm not bothered, like sunglass sitting on the chair. He wanted to engage with her right then and there, and she did not want to engage with him, and he was upset about that. Did you guys not see? He was like standing around like waiting. He was waiting to start a fight with Huda. He was waiting to start a fight with Huda. When they were talking, all the guys were talking, and Huda left when the women were talking to go eavesdrop, he saw her coming over, and I can't prove it. I am not a sound engineer. I do not know like vocal whatever. I don't know any of that, but I think the decibel increased. I think he increased his voice by a single decibel when she came. Anyway. I believe his voice got louder. I don't have any proof. All I have is what my spirit tells me. I believe his voice got louder and he put some bass in his voice to talk shit about Huda because he knew that she was listening. That's when he was talking about, oh, Huda's cooked. Like I would have rather Huda gone home. He knew Huda was behind there listening because I mean, if you talk to Huda for like 2 minutes, you know she's gonna eavesdrop. Like He's been in the couple with her. He knows exactly how she is. He knew she was coming there to eavesdrop, so he started talking mad shit, big boy, big bro, big young money this, because he knew that Huda was listening. The man is a terrorist. The man is a terrorist. He's egging on her crash out. And let me tell you right now, you do not need to egg on Huda on her crash out journey. She will get there on her own. That's the thing. That's the thing. Had he literally sat there and said nothing, Huda would have still crashed out. Huda would have still crashed out. That was coming. That was clear to anybody who's watched, like, you can watch episode 1 and 2 of Love Island US season 7 and you would know Huda's going to crash out. He did not. He was goading her. He was egging her on into the most extreme crash out so he could say, look at what I had to deal with. Y'all should want to free me. And y'all, because all that whole day, he was making jokes about Huda on his date with Iris. All of a sudden now Huda's cooked. Oh, Huda, I would have rather Huda gone home. It's all of this shit because he feels so emboldened. And because he's like, this is going to terrorize her. And he finds glee and joy in that. And then they're going to end up having sex afterward. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. Him and Ace are twins. That's why Ace cannot stand Jeremiah, because that's his twin. How Ace and Nick are like, if you were so locked in with this woman, why didn't you at the very minimum comfort her? And he's trying to give every single excuse. He gave like 5 different lies 5 different lies about why he couldn't comfort Huda. He's frozen, like assets. All right. He's frozen. I was so dismayed, but you had a full conversation with Iris. But we were so frozen, so stuck in your ways, but you had a full conversation with your boys because you were nervous about losing their friendship. So which one is it, Jeremiah? Which one is it? Like, Nick will comfort anybody that he fucks over. That's one thing Nick will do. Nick will be a whore and do the whore antics, but he was hands in hand with Bella before she was booted. He was hand in hand with Bella. Was that right? No. But the very least you could do is comfort the person you were allegedly so locked in with, so like why are you guys mad at me because I found love? Why are you guys mad at me because I found a connection? But you don't comfort her when she's almost sent home. You don't comfort her after your couple was just broken up by America and she almost got sent home because your couple was almost broken up by America. No comfort. He was ecstatic. He was like, oh, I'm free. No, you're not. And that's another reason why I'm glad Huda's staying. I don't think Jeremiah should get off scot-free, but because I weigh that with my desire to be rid of both of them. My desire for dislike of Jeremiah and wanting to see him like suffer versus my desire to be free of seeing this like destructive fireball that's only growing bigger and will only get worse the longer they're in front of cameras. That's the issue. This is the thing. Huda and Jeremiah love this destructive fireball. He sees what Huda's doing. He sees how it's not healthy at all and doesn't care. Loves it. Smiling, smirking. He don't care. And then she tries to like call him out for something, and then all of a sudden, well, she's just crazy. Like, she's crazy and she's crazy. She can be crazy and right. He can be crazy and right. It is crazy to not comfort her. Iris asked you, are you gonna go talk to Huda tonight? And he said no. He said no, I'm not. He loves that. I'm not gonna talk to Huda tonight. Iris, the new person you're in a couple with asked you, are you gonna go comfort the person you've been in a relationship with for like 10 days? Nah, I'm good. And then the shower scene, Jeremiah was eavesdropping when Huda was calling him all type of bitches and hoes. He was eavesdropping in the shower. Don't eavesdrop if you don't want to hear shit talked, fool. You were eavesdropping. You could have talked to her then. You could have talked to her then. She come all the time. I didn't lie to you though. That's not a way to start a conversation with anybody, but certainly not Huda. No wonder she walked right past you and paid you dust. He don't want to have a conversation. He just want to fight. You don't want to have a conversation. You just want to fight and fuck. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I'm sick of seeing it. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, he was looking for an out this entire time. He didn't want to take an out. And now he's like, oh, but I wasn't looking for an out. You were looking for an out. He was more concerned about his relationship with the other guys than about Huda. I just think, like I said before, he's just better at holding it in. And I don't think he can for 6 full weeks. I don't think he can hold in because there is so much we don't see. Like when Huda was losing her mind talking about Jeremiah lied, I believe he did lie. I believe he was talking up their relationship. I think they were, I really think he lied to her. I believe he was telling her sweet nothings. I would leave for you, because he was not going to leave with Huda if she got eliminated. No way, no how. Iris, Shelly, and Olandria clocked that tea immediately. He was not leaving with Huda. Huda, this man don't like you at all. At all. Like, he was that comment when he was cracking jokes. Huda shoulda coulda. Huda, he thinks he's so funny. He did all that bullshit because she was listening. Because if Huda had just stayed with the other woman, he wouldn't have done any of that. He was trying to goad a reaction out of her. And then when she said, fuck you, pussy, blah, 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 calling him out his name, you goaded her into that. Was she wrong? Maybe? I don't really care. But you also did goad her into that. So what am I supposed to do about this? If you want to add fire to this flame, people are handing you a fire extinguisher and you're taking the lighter fluid. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Like, the man he swore disrespected him and challenged his super locked in relationship. All of a sudden it's no sweat, broy bros again. Like, oh, now I swear, I think he's going to be a part of Ace's groupies. I think Jeremiah is setting up the path to be a part of Ace's groupies, and that makes me sick. He thinks he's so funny. Huda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, I could have done that. Well, you're not funny. You're spraying cologne on her pillow like a literal supervillain. You are not funny. Nobody's laughing. And then their conversation, was that in the speakeasy when Huda put that freakum dress on? Why would Huda hug you? You broke my heart. Huda said, you broke my heart. He said, looking around like Abby Lee Miller. What? You don't want to be free of this, Jeremiah. You don't. It's crystal clear. You enjoy it. And I'm sick of watching you enjoy it. I'm really sick of it. And then let's talk about last night, him choosing Iris. I was actually surprised. That's why I think he's going to become a part of Ace's groupies, because he was looking around. After he stood in front of Iris's door, he was looking around for validation. That's why I think he's going to become the next member of Ace's groupies. Watch this space. He did tell Huda, Iris is not my type, on his mama. He swore on his mother that Iris was not his type. Huda exaggerates a lot, but she didn't exaggerate anything she said in that one singular instant. You chose her door. Why he chose Iris, I think he wanted to stay on the show. I think he realized that America, he's very like perception based. He knows America does not like him and Huda together, and he's very clearly here for a purpose, which is to win and to be perceived well. And he was like, Iris can help with that in more ways than Huda can, because it's clear that America does not like Huda and does not like us in a relationship together. He swore Huda was going home. He swore Huda was going home. And I'm like, y'all are not bright. You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes to send Huda home. You don't have any of the votes, because none of the women will vote her off. She will stay in Miss Villa forever. Forever. And we were all the victims of it. We're all the victims of this Jeremiah Huda bullshit. They refuse to end. Jeremiah, I think you're a supervillain. I think I want you off my show. But I don't want one to leave without the other. They both need to get out. Because if one leaves without the other, we're still going to hear all of this. That's the thing. We're still going to hear all of this if if one of them is still in there. They both need to go. They both need the boot. Like, I'm sick and tired of it completely. Okay. That's Jeremiah. Next up is Ace. Whenever Ace talks to Shelly, it's like he's talking to a dog. It's all, come here, come on, let's do this. There's no hello, my name is, like, do you want to? Are you free to? Do you like yoga? There's none of that. It's come here, Shelly, let's go, blah, 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 blah. Very dog. But he doesn't talk to Iris that way, which is super, super interesting to me. But he eventually will, because a misogynist is always going misogyny. Ace doesn't talk about anything. That's why, so Ace and Shelly are together now, and I resent that, because Ace, we don't know anything about Ace. All Ace does in conversation is lick his lip and like close and smizes. That's all Ace does in conversations. Actually, in his conversation with Iris was the most we ever heard about him, and I was still bored. And I was still bored, and I was still not interested into anything that was happening. The way he operates in this villa is very corporate. It's very corporate to me. When he was telling Shelly about Iris, like, oh, I talked to Iris, it was giving very corporate talk. He was like, can I go first? And he gave the most rehearsed, insincere sentence I've ever heard, and then was like, so Shelly, how are you feeling? And she was like, obviously not good. It is like, I'm telling you, this season of Love Island is Ace like weaponizing therapy talk and like weaponizing doing the right thing without any sincerity or any like true intentions behind it. He was like, everything he was talking about to Shelly about Iris, I was like, did this come out of your mouth, or did you write this down beforehand? Nothing about what Ace says gives sincere at all, and that's why I do not want him and Shelly together. I don't want that for Shelly. I don't want that for Shelly. Like, and let me talk about Ace's speech about Huda. He had that planned. I'm telling you guys, he has a notebook under his pillow out in Soul Ties. He has a notebook under his pillow. He has been planning that speech for weeks. He talked for like a full 3 minutes. They had this whole thing planned out. Him and Nick had planned out from the beginning. If we get an opportunity to vote Huda off, we have to vote Huda off. And that's why it was like a well-oiled machine. That speech, it flowed out of him so naturally. He had been practicing that in the mirror. He was holding all of those people hostage. He said, I finally get a chance to talk about how much I hate Huda with the camera completely focused on me, and he took it. I guarantee you they cut 15 minutes of footage of him talking about Huda. I guarantee you they cut 15 minutes. The way he was talking about Huda, it was like he was like, I can finally speak my mind. And the thing is, you have been speaking your mind the entire time. You have been speaking your mind the entire time. I see two people who have put their heart out there. You're including Taylor and these two people. Do you see the double standard? Taylor and Olandria have technically been locked in. Locked in since the start. Is that not the same issue you have with Jeremiah and Huda? You just don't like Huda. Just say that. I feel like Ace would. He just don't. He did multiple times. He don't like Huda. He don't like Huda at all. That speech, I'm telling you, look under his pillow. Look up, production, look under his pillow. You're gonna find that, and you're gonna find several more speeches about how much he hates Huda. I guarantee you. Like, And then him saying who I'm deciding to let go from the island. It's very corporate. It's very, very corporate speech. He's trying to run his own miniature cult within the villa already. I've never watched Big Brother, but the girls are saying he's playing Big Brother in Love Island. Is that, those of you who watch Big Brother, is that accurate? Let me know, because like, he's doing something and he's trying to like create his own narrative within the villa that is also not based in reality, but it's based more in reality than what's happening with Huda and Jeremiah, which is why when you compare the two, he looks better. And that's also what he's doing when he calls Jeremiah a scammer. Ace and Jeremiah are two sides of the same coin. He is distracting from his scam. He's distracting using Jeremiah's very obvious scam, because Jeremiah's scam is not as well thought out. It's very transparent. He slipped up in the first episode talking about when we win. That's why Ace is distracting us by focus, look at this, don't look at me, I see through it, and I don't like you, Ace. Like, he's trying to corral, every time he speaks, like after the recoupling, when he was up there talking like he was the Messiah, he's trying to preach to people. He wants to get people in his group as a part of his groupies, and I fear he is going to be successful because nobody has told him to shut the fuck up. Nobody has told him that. Even Jeremiah, this man, but that's the thing, he don't care about his relationship with Huda, because if somebody is disrespecting you and your girl and this locked in relationship, this oh you guys want what we have, oh this real man, wouldn't you talk crazy back to him? But he don't want to, because he don't care. It's obvious. You know what? I'm wasting my breath. Shelly, I want you to be free. Whatever's happened with Iris, I just want her to be free of Ace. I'm sick of him stealing kisses. I'm sick of these games. I'm sick of this, like, oh, you're only paying attention to Shelly because Iris isn't here. I'm sick of this, and I don't want any of this for Shelly. I want better for Shelly. I want new bombshells. And the fact that Ace has won the battle, you will not win the war. Both you and Taylor, neither of you will win this war if I have anything to do with it. Not Ace, but y'all literally swear the producers are in there picking up Ace's hands, helping him eat breakfast, helping him lift the dumbbell. Y'all swear the producers are in there doing everything for Ace. Ace does what Ace wants to do. Ace is not a good person. That's why it's fucking confusing. Ace plays in Shelly's face because he wants to play in Shelly's face. The producers are not in there making him play in Shelly's face. The producers are not in there having him only cook breakfast for Iris. The producers are not there doing that. The producers are not having him only pay attention to Shelly when Iris is not there. The producers are not doing that. They're not doing that. The producers did not have him pick. Let's go with y'all's idea that the producers made him pick Amaya. The producers did not make him treat Amaya like dust on the bottom of his shoe for 5 days. The producers. I wish y'all thought you were half as smart as you think these damn producers are. I wish y'all thought you were half as smart as you think Ace is. I'm sick of it. He voted for Huda because he wanted to for some reason. Like, that's the thing. The producers did not need to manipulate the voting in Huda's favor because it was always going to be in Huda's favor. Huda was not leaving that island last night. No way, no how. My thought was that he voted for Huda because Shelly did and he wanted to do like a united front. Second, he didn't want Jalen in the house for Taylor. I am less inclined to believe that simply because Taylor is Ace's lapdog, not the other way around. Third reason, he just felt like being a messy bitch, or maybe he wants Huda. I don't know. I don't care. He did it. That was his choice. You can't make somebody, oh, come stand here. That doesn't make any sense, guys. Ace does strange things because Ace is a strange man. Point blank, period. End the sentence. End the video. Matter of fact, I don't need to talk anymore. It's always the producers. The producers made Ace to the producers. Ace does weird things because Ace is a fucking weirdo. That's why you're confused. That's why you're confused. And it's always, let's blame the producers instead of blaming the man whose actions it are. Nobody made Ace talk to Amaya like that. Nobody made him do that. Nobody made him do that. Nobody has made him play in Shelly's face for the past 12 days. Nobody has made him do that either. I want Ace gone, but he's never gonna leave because I want Shelly to stay. And if I want Shelly to stay, Ace has to stay. Bring on Casa more. Bring on Casa more. Bring on the bombshells. I'm getting real sick and tired. Moving on. Next is Nick. Nick makes great TV. Nick feels chemistry and electricity and just lightning with anybody. Or anybody with a beating heart who enters the villa, Nick has chemistry and electricity with. He swears. He swears up and down. Nick is an Ace follower. He did stand on his own business by voting Huda out. That, I guess, was like, but I think he expected Ace to stand behind Jalen as well. So I still do think he's an Ace follower. Nick, these past couple episodes, you a little too comfortable with Sierra. You not doing anything to like woo Sierra, pursue Sierra. You doing a lot of shit for Ace though. They love to put more effort into Ace's relationships than their own. It's fascinating. I'm going to give Nick one single thing. One single thing I'm going to give Nick right here, right now on the record. When him and Olandria went into that little cabin thing and he carried her out, he ate that one thing. He ate that one thing. I admit it. I admit it. He ate that one thing. All right? I'm not above giving props when props are due. I'm really not. So I will give him that one thing. He did eat that completely. Next up is Taylor. I'm tired of Taylor too. I'm tired of Taylor too. Getting physical with Olandria the night Jalen entered the villa, completely transparent. The meditation date right when Jalen came in, you're transparent. Like, why are you waiting this long to do anything for Olandria if you truly like Olandria? He's talking about like, oh, over the past week it's really shown me how much I like Olandria because the bombshell has been here. Like, please get out of here. Get out of here. Why? Taylor also don't stand up for himself. Why is Ace asking Austin why Austin voted you out of the villa? Why didn't you ask him yourself? That's a crazy thing to do. Why did you vote me out of the villa? I feel like you could have asked Austin that yourself, but big bro daddy Ace had to ask for you. I have no respect for that. I don't know what kind of cult he's trying to run inside Love Island. And he's successful. And he's successful. It's crazy. He puts more effort into Ace's relationship than his own. He's constantly doing these things for Ace, doing these cutesy little things for Ace and whatever woman he feels like talking to that day. Ace talks to you like you're his little brother. He talks to you like you're his little brother. And you sit there and you take it and you say, yes, big bro Ace. Yes, big bro Ace. Olandria going on a date is what makes you realize you have to step it up. Does Ace need to take your hand and do it for you? See, are you not embarrassed? Are you not humiliated? Because I am on your behalf. Olandria has laid in your bed for the past 12 days and you've done absolutely nothing with that God-given gift. You're done. On that alone. On principle alone, you're done. Taylor, you may have won the battle, but you will not win the war. You will be out of this villa if I have anything to do with it. Olandria, I'll talk about her later. You're so lucky. I don't know what kind of luck Taylor has on his side. That's the thing. I don't know what kind of luck, magic, witchcraft Taylor is doing in the back corner of that villa that nobody's looking. But I got something for you. I'm coming for that ass. You will be out of my villa by this weekend. Because I just don't know how you fumble Olandria. You're given the opportunity to speak to Olandria and you don't do it. You're given the opportunity to be... and you don't do it. And you want me to take you seriously. You want me to advocate for this relationship. You want me Do you want me to do it for you? Because I will. I'll fly to Fiji right now and do it for you because you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do nothing. Only when a bombshell comes in, Taylor's like, oh, maybe I have to try. Olandria deserves more. Olandria deserves better. Bring in the bombshells now. Once again, the men are complacent and the villa is in distress, not because of the bombshell, but because of the toxic waste dump of Huda and Jeremiah. That's not what I want. That is not what I planned. This is all a mistake I don't understand. Those are the men. It's groupies. It's either, these are my options. These are my options. Groupies, TikTok dancer cult leader, mopey Trumpy, ace dick riders. Those are my options? Those are these women's options? Oh, bashata. Those are the pickings? Or you can involve yourself in the toxic waste dump of Huda and Jeremiah. Those are the women's options. I'm swimming back to the United States of America. Let me tell you, I'm swimming back. Those are my choices. Throw me in the ocean. Hello, New York. That's where I would be the next day. Oh, I need more water. Where's my water? All right. Next up, we have the women of the villa. I'm sorry, girls. I just want to start off by saying that. I'm sorry for what you're having to experience. The girls should be being hot, having fun, dressed in bikinis, living, loving life in Fiji, but they are instead in a psychological thriller. That's what's happening instead. Instead, they're stuck in a fishbowl watching hatred and destruction. Hatred and destruction are the winners of Love Island USA Season 7. Misogyny and hubris are the winners of Love Island USA Season 7. Imagine. My girls are too beautiful for this. These are their options? They have to eat like... Let's just start. I am going to start with Huda. I'm going to say many things. I'm going to say many things. And I've already spoken about Jeremiah. I hate Jeremiah. So I'm going to talk about Huda now. I will first start off by saying, look, actually, let me talk to Huda first. Huda, I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to Huda right now. I want you to stand up on your own 2 feet and realize that you are worthy of something so much more than what Jeremiah, the big green giant, can provide for you. I want you to recognize that you are worthy of value, love, dignity, and respect. And this toxic waste dump you keep enveloping yourself in out of your own choice will never serve you and certainly does not serve you now. I want you to attempt to preserve any last shred of dignity left in your body at this moment and leave Jeremiah in the dust where he belongs. I want you to no longer put your energy in a man who very clearly hates you. You gave him 5 chances in 1 episode and he disappointed you every single time. When does it become you're a leprechaun giving everybody a chance? You are not Lucky Charm. You are Huda. Wake up! That was me talking to Huda. I don't think Huda should be on Love Island. I think this is the wrong show for Huda. I certainly do not think Huda should be on this season of Love Island. This is the wrong season for Huda. I think Huda needs to talk to somebody. I think Huda needs to talk to somebody about herself and her worth and her value and her dignity, because it's very, very troubling and challenging to watch her exist in this villa. It is very challenging to watch her constantly put herself and invent these situations to just continue this destructive, sloppy mess with Jeremiah. It's challenging for me to witness this. On screen, I cannot imagine being in the villa with this sharknado. I cannot imagine being there. Huda, you do need help. I am not qualified to give you it. Neither is anybody else on the internet. You need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. Like, everybody who leaves Love Island needs to talk to somebody after the show. But where should I start? I'm gonna first start off with your discussions with Ace and Nick. Huda said she's the most understanding person in the world. Yeah, to a fault. I think that's fucking crazy. I think you let Ace and Nick talk you out of hating them so quick for me. That was so... Ace voted you off the show, and you ended your conversation with him shaking his hand. Ace literally voted for you to leave the show, and you ended your conversation with him shaking his hand. You're disrespecting yourself, and I have to watch it. I can't do this anymore. You're disrespecting yourself, and I have to watch it. Nick also voted you off the island, and you're leaving the conversation laughing with Nick. It can't be everyday love. It has to be some days hate. It can't be everyday love. It has to be sometimes hate. And those are the two you should have. Those two and Jeremiah are the ones you should have hatred for. Iris didn't do nothing to you. Iris did not plan the date. Iris did not make America vote that way. Iris simply literally existed and was unfortunately a pawn in America's decision to split you two apart. Iris literally didn't do anything. America did not vote for Iris because Iris said she wanted Jeremiah. America voted for Iris because we were sick of seeing you two exist next to each other. That's what happened, Huda. The girls come back from their lovely date on a private island in Fiji and can't talk about it because it's the Huda show. It was dawn until dusk. She woke Taylor up out of his sleep at 3-4 in the morning. Nobody else in the house could sleep because once Taylor got up, everybody was up talking in the middle of the night because the bombshells went on the date. Jeremiah does not deserve you, and you've now woken up the entire villa to cry about Jeremiah. And I'm not saying she should be upset about Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a super villain. She should be furious with Jeremiah, but she's not furious with Jeremiah. She's sad she's not with Jeremiah. And imagine you can only sleep for like 4 or 5 hours a night and somebody comes here waking you up out of your bed to talk about how the bombshells are on a date. What can we do about it right now? We can talk about it at breakfast when we're all awake. It is not every day the Huda show. Olandria and Hannah can't talk about their lovely time on a private island because it's the Huda show. We saw they were outside in the dark for the first time ever. They were supposed to be getting ready for dinner, or not dinner, but whatever was happening at night. They were talking about this from dawn until dusk. And again, Huda has every right to be, I hate Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a two-timing bastard who's a liar. I fully believe Jeremiah is a liar. I fully believe that. But what Huda is irritating me is she's not mad at Jeremiah. She's sad that Jeremiah still hasn't chosen her, despite showing her time and time again he hates her. Why would you want somebody that hates you to pick you. Why would you ever expect that to happen? And that's what makes me sad. That's what makes me sad. Every time I see Huda, I get sad. I get sad. I don't like being sad. Watching reality TV, I don't want to be sad. This is Fiji. We're supposed to be happy, and nobody can be happy. Nobody can be happy. Nobody can have fun in the sun, on the beach, in the sand, because it's the Huda show. Hannah went snorkeling with fish. She can't talk about it. Olandria got a full body massage. Can't talk about it. And I know people have been saying like, they're scary, like nobody sees someone, they need to tell Huda about themselves, blah, 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 blah. Olandria tried. Olandria tried that second episode. Huda boo-hoo, ran off, boo-hoo fucking crying. I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't do it myself. Imagine being stuck on an island and you can't do anything. No phone, no book, no TV, nothing. Just your thoughts. And this is what you're surrounded with. Would you talk to her either? I would avoid. Olandria said, calm down, and she left boo-hoo, snot-nose, crying. That is not somebody you can talk to, and that is certainly not somebody who's gonna listen. Why would you waste your breath? I wouldn't waste my breath. Why would you waste your breath? They could tell her about herself, she's gonna go cry and run into the ocean. Why would you waste your, I wouldn't waste my breath. What? And then, at the end of not last night's episode, but the episode before, she was like, it would take a miracle for him to win me back. The cycle starts. This is phase 2 of Huda Jeremiah tornado. We finished phase 1. We finished phase 1. We are now in phase 2, because as long as those two are in a house together, the phases will keep evolving and we will never be free. She's absolutely gonna take him back. Her door was unlocked for Jeremiah. Why would you unlock your door for Jeremiah? Why would you unlock your door for Jeremiah? Like, that whole scene of it was literally dawn till dusk of the Huda show. Why did she have to pull Iris? She was running to Iris. Why did we have to talk to Iris? I actually am a little bit confused by that. Was it because she wanted to just hear about the date? But I thought, you know what? I'm not meant to understand. Iris didn't do nothing. Iris talking about, oh, sitting and talking on the beach is my dream date. Girl, nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. Literally nobody knew that. Literally nobody knew that. Nobody planned. Nobody cares. You shouldn't care. This is my point. You shouldn't care either, Huda. You shouldn't care either. And they've tried, like, that's the thing with y'all talking about, they're not telling Huda about herself. They try. At least in the clips that we've seen, Olandria's like, girl, they're trying to get you to wake up. Sierra's like, yeah, maybe the name calling should stop. They're trying, and she literally ignores what they're saying. Would you waste your breath either? I wouldn't. I would try to enjoy my time on Fiji. I would try to enjoy my time on Fiji as well. Sue me. I would try to enjoy my sun and the fun on Fiji and just live for the drama, because you can't escape it. Might as well live with it and use it as your own personal entertainment. The night, not last night's episode, but before, when Huda pulled out this freakum dress. She don't want to be saved, can't save her. She don't want to be saved, don't save. She pulled out her freakum dress. A very successful freakum dress. A very good, like in terms of like freakum dress categorization, like pretty solid freakum dress. She accomplished her goal, like that, like she ate that. That whole, when they were standing around the table, and like they were pretending not to look at, Jeremiah was pretending not to look at Huda in her literal freakum dress, pretending like they don't love that tension, they don't love the toxicity. It's too much for me. Jeremiah was obviously staring at her, trying not to make it obvious. That in fact made it more obvious. He saw the freakum dress and then decided to apologize. Jeremiah, you're so transparent. He saw the freakum dress and said, wait, was I wrong? I don't think so, but I'm gonna apologize anyway. Because as soon as he apologized and Huda kept trying to be like, yes, this is what I've been upset about, he's like, scoff. He loves loves a good scoff. Jeremiah loves a good scoff and a giggle, a scoff and a chuckle. And it's tired. And it's tired. He loves a confused. He loves a, I didn't hear that. He loves that damn face and that damn expression because he's always so confused. What's so confusing, Jeremiah? What's so, you can't understand anything about what's going on in front of you? Why is it always that? Jeremiah and Huda is two dumb bitches telling each other exactly. That is literally all of their conversations. Their conversations are two people not listening to each other whatsoever. They're just talking at walls, and then they'll be like, "No, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute." And then they'll give each other a sexy stare, and then it's back. It's literally this. It's literally this, watching the two of them talk over and over and over again, and it's too much. It's all too much. Huda, unfortunately, cannot control her emotions or regulate whatsoever. I have never in my life seen, she cannot regulate her emotions to save her own skin. She is not able to hold anything in. She really does wear all her emotions on her sleeves and is dedicated to making them everybody else's problem around her as well, which has got to be frustrating to exist with in the villa. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about the girls are scared, scary, blah, 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 blah. I just can't imagine being in this situation. You can't escape. There is literally nowhere for you to go to escape. When Huda in last night's episode was like upset and came talking to everyone, you couldn't escape that. They just all secretly, quietly spread away because nobody wants to hear that shit again. Nobody wants to hear that shit again. Like, Jeremiah pisses her off. She's in everybody's ear again. Sister, I need you to get a grip. Seeing him pulling out a chair for Iris has you running into the bathroom sobbing. Like, he's a dick. Jeremiah is a dick. Don't let him see you like he is not a prize. He is a dick and he is not a prize. Because she's not mad at Jeremiah. She's sad Jeremiah hasn't chosen her. Huda, why do I have more respect for you than you have for yourself? And I don't have much respect for you. That's the issue. That's the fucking issue. Like, she's gonna go for Jeremiah again. As I keep on saying the same thing. As long as the two of them stay in this damn villa, this will never, ever, ever end. Despite this being the literal 15th time documented on live candid camera that he don't want her, and he is in fact not just don't want her, is dedicated to humiliating her, she is still gonna go for him time and time again. He said, let's start over, let's be friends. Crazy to go from fucking in the bed to want to be friends. But you know, yeah, I'm leaving that part alone. And she was like, you hate me. And you hate everything about me. And America hates me. And you hate me too. And it's not even that she's yelling at him for being a dick, like saying dick-like things. It's yelling at him for saying, why won't you still choose me? Despite the literal dumpster fire that is our relationship. This game of cat and mouse the villa's only getting worse. Y'all thought these past 2 nights were bad. The villa is about to be hell the sequel tomorrow night. Hell the sequel tomorrow night. Let me tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Huda is gonna talk to a bombshell. Jeremiah is gonna completely lose his shit at the fact that Huda is talking to a bombshell out of jealousy and spite and ownership and thinking that he owns Huda. And Huda's gonna see that and be like, see, he loves me. And I'm gonna have to watch it. And you're gonna have to watch it. Okay, so that's Huda. I'm now gonna speak to the viewers of Love Island USA Season 7. I think you guys need to get fucking jobs. I'm not even like blah, blah, blah. I call people jobless and all the time. Finding people's like baby fathers and contacting them you really need to find a fucking job. I know we're in an employment like crisis. I fully understand that. But why on earth do you have so much time on your hands to do that? Like, that's what you're doing with your time? That's what you're doing with your time. Again, with this mom shit. Like, why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about that? Why are we bringing up her kid? Why are we talking to her baby? Why do you care? Literally, why do you care? This is reality television. This is edited reality television. Why are we using what's on edited reality television and bringing it into real life? Why don't you have a hobby? Why don't you have a hobby? Why don't you scrapbook? Why don't you knit? Why don't you crochet? Why don't you go outside and touch grass? This is Love Island. What are you doing with your time? You don't have friends? You don't have family? You don't have anything else to do with your time besides sit in somebody's Instagram comments telling them to kill themselves over edited reality television? Anyways, let's move on, because this is beyond what my brain can honestly take. Next up is Shelly. Shelly's man is not currently in the villa. Shelly's man is not currently in the villa. Watch this space. Austin's boring. Ace is a super villain. I want more for her. The fact that she had to plan her own spontaneous date with Austin told me everything I need to know. Shelly's man is not in this villa right now. I like Shelly. I don't like Ace. I don't have to like Ace. I love Shelly. I see how I'm gonna have very little to say about other women, because it's literally the Huda show. It's literally the Huda show. That's all I have to say about Shelly, because Shelly was barely in these past 3 episodes, because it was the fucking Huda show. Next up is Olandria. My sister, my queen, my everything. They had my sister kissing everybody. I don't know why. I think it was rigged. I literally do believe half of those, like all of those bears, had Olandria's name on them. I fully believe so. I fully believe so. Also, let's discuss how Jeremiah, a challenge with a closed door, was the first one where he kissed somebody. And he went in. Olandria was shocked. Olandria was shocked. Because I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? Because there was a closed door. Olandria, during the recoupling, you have to watch that recoupling and look at a different person every single time. She was cracking the fuck up, the same way I was, because it was incredibly unserious. It was imagine being Olandria right now in this villa. Imagine seeing this all. That's why my sister needed that private island and massage. She really, really needed that private island and massage, because this looks like hell on earth. This don't look very relaxing. This looks like there's tension everywhere. You can't even you can't even do anything with yourself. You can't even do anything with your life. It's just constant tornadoes around you that you literally cannot escape because you're stuck in a fishbowl. But she seems to like Taylor. I don't really know why. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing. I feel like we don't get to see them talk at all. And I assume it's because he doesn't speak to her. I guess she sees something that I don't see. I support my sister. I will never support that man. That's my statement. I love Olandria. We taking Olandria to the finals. Olandria, Shelly, Amaya, and Sierra, we're going to the finals together. Watch the space. Iris, I have really no thoughts. One of the first things she said was, I know there are cracks between Huda and Jeremiah, and I'm gonna slip through those cracks. That was funny. I have no other thoughts on her, honestly. She was definitely used as like a pawn in the game of Love Island, which is unfortunate. I really have no thoughts on Iris, like, whatsoever. She's kind of just there. I also don't know much about her except that she plays chess, which is cool, but I really have no thoughts on Iris. Maybe we'll get to know Iris more as the show goes on. I'm sorry you're caught in the middle of this, because this is not going to stop. Jeremiah's in a couple with Iris right now, and he chose to be in a couple with Iris right now, but he is going to completely feed in to the same dumpster fire with Huda. He chose to be with Iris. He stood in front of Iris's store, and he's still, Thursday night, Friday night, Sunday night, it's still gonna be up Huda's behind. I swear to you. He stood in front of Iris's door, and he's not gonna leave Huda alone. I promise. Watch this space. Next up is Hannah. I think Hannah's funny. I think her and Pepe are like, eh. I don't really have, I don't really care. I don't really care. Like, I feel like she cried. She was weeping. She was weeping over Charlie, and I didn't care about that either. I was like, Hannah will be fine. And look at that. She was fine. Like, Charlie's a weirdo, and the weirdo had to go, and Amaya did the correct thing of voting the weirdo out. End of story. Fin. End of story. There's nothing else for me to say about Hannah. Next up is Amaya. Amaya is the people's princess. This is the most supportive woman in the house. She is so kind. Let me tell you, Amaya is too kind. She could have cursed Charlie out for the shit he tried to pull. The shit he was trying to get her to do as well. And Amaya is an emotional woman, and I love her, but she also knew that there was a very real possibility she could have gone home. That's also why I think she was crying when Charlie was talking to her, because she's like, me rejecting you right now is putting me in a vulnerable position that I'm still, because Ace, they're not in a couple. Like, I still could be going home, and she's rejecting you knowing that doing that could send her home, but she's doing it because of who she is and what she stands for. And like, she was emotional about it, and I think Amaya did the correct thing. I wouldn't have voted any other way. Three other people voted for Charlie. Like, why everybody getting on Amaya's case all the time? Why everybody getting on Amaya's case literally all the time? I don't understand. Now she's with Austin. I guess Amaya's still here. That's what I care about. I'm pulling cat hairs off my neck. I just showered, mind you. Amaya's still here. So I'm gonna take the win, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Everyone's so confused as to why Amaya voted out Charlie. Let me explain it in simple terms, because it's clear the nuts and bolts are retired. Charlie is a weirdo and acted like a weirdo. Amaya had the chance to vote Charlie, the aforementioned weirdo, out of the villa. A plus B equals C. She don't know what Huda said about her, but Amaya is still like sisterhood down. Like, she wasn't gonna vote for Huda to leave. Like, duh. And then she wasn't gonna vote for Taylor because it seems that Taylor is close with all the women. Like, they go to him when they're about to crash out. Like, Hannah went to Taylor when she was about to crash out. Huda goes to Taylor even though Taylor don't want Huda to go to him. Like, it wasn't gonna happen. Charlie left, get over it. And he don't need to come back. He don't need to come back whatsoever. And then lastly, we have Sierra, who's still a queenie. I want more for her. Nick seems to be very complacent in his relationship with her, and I don't like that for her. I want new bombshells. Sierra really, that's a thing. Like, the girls are trying to tell Huda to calm the fuck down, and she just doesn't listen. Could they be a little bit more vocal about it? Absolutely. But look at what happened to Olandria. Huda ran off, boo-hoo, snot-nose crying because Olandria said, girl, you're doing too much. That's all Olandria said. That's literally all she said was, you're doing too much. Huda's in there telling you, no, Jeremiah didn't do it. He didn't do what you wanted him to do. He's never gonna do what you want him to do. Huda's not listening. Huda's not listening. Why would you waste your breath? I wouldn't waste my breath. I wasted my breath talking about her right now, and I'm exhausted. And I'm not living with her 24/7. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? All that yelling, screaming, waking you up at 4 in the morning, hooting and hollering. Nobody can talk about their day. Nobody can talk about their hobbies, because it's the Huda and Jeremiah show again and again and again, and it won't stop as long as they're both in there. I'd be tired too. I'd be tired too. I want better for my sisters, but it's not looking likely. So those are all of them. In general, one, fans gotta find jobs. There's gotta be things for you to do with your free time besides stalking reality television show contestants and their family, without sending death threats to reality TV show contestants and their family, without demanding that somebody's baby father call CPS. Like, you guys are being very, very, very strange. Which is unsurprising, but like, still disheartening. I don't know what number I'm on. The Love Island music producers are having the time of their fucking life editing this show. They're having the time of their life. They love putting in some sort of like devilish music behind Huda, which is also why I'm like, show me what Jeremiah said and show me what Jeremiah has lied about, because I know it's in the footage. I know it's on the hard drive. I know it's on the hard drive, and you're not showing us it because you want to make Huda look crazier. Let me tell you something. Huda can look crazy on her own. She don't need your help. She don't need your help. She doesn't need an edit. She doesn't need it because Huda has issues she has to work on. She doesn't need your help. Jeremiah, you don't need to egg Huda on, but you want to do it because you hate her, because you're a fucking misogynist. You don't need to egg her on. She's already there on her own, but he does it anyway because he hates her and wants to spite her, and she still wants him. The editing is chopped and screwed. They literally be taking, you can hear Huda's mouth is not moving, but you hear her voice. They doing whatever with this editing. Where are the unseen bits? I heard UK gets unseen bits. Why I don't have no unseen bits on my screen? I want unseen bits. I want unseen Brits. I want to know what else they're saying. I want to know what else Jeremiah has lied about. I would bet y'all serious money. The night before the recoupling, he said, I would leave with you. If they ever voted you out, I'll leave. If they ever paired me with somebody else, I would go sleep in Soul Tide. I would never sleep in the same bed. I swore. I believe he said all of that. I believe he said all of that. Huda crashed out. Y'all wanted Huda to crash out. The whole world wanted Huda to crash out. Now she's crashed out. And it's only going to get worse because you guys voted to see the crash out. And then everyone's like, why is she crashing out? You voted to make her crash out. I did as well. I'm just really like, I want better for everybody involved, but the villa won't I feel like there's an air, like a thick fog in the villa, and the thick fog is Huda and Jeremiah's antics, and none of them will be free. None of them will be able to find love as long as they're still in there, because tell me what has happened in the past like 3 episodes besides this Huda and Jeremiah commotion. Like, unless you were able to go out to the private island, you were not able to talk about your relationship. We didn't see you talk about your relationship because we were talking about Huda and Jeremiah. It's an island full of super villains. An island full of super villains and mentally unwell people. That's what's on this island. The mentally unwell and super villains. But I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in because I love mess. I'm tuned in because I love mess. What do I want to come from tomorrow's episode? Bombshells. Bombshells. That's what I want. I want bombshells. I want men. I want bombshells. I think that's the only way to move forward. I do firmly believe Jeremiah's not going to leave Huda alone because he loves this shit. He loves it. That's why he feeds into it. He actively feeds into Huda's delusions and then is like, why is she delusional? I don't know, Jeremiah. Let's look in the mirror. Let's look in the mirror. Anyway, these are my thoughts on Love Island USA Season 7 Week Duh. Let me know your thoughts. Again, this is Love Island. There's no need to call each other out of your names over Love Island in my comments. Like, this is completely unnecessary, and I will block you from my channel if you do that. But anyways, I want better for everybody involved, but they don't want better for themselves, so alas, we're still here. Because I'm just like, would I be telling Huda about herself? I mean, at this point, maybe, because I'm sick and tired of it, and I only watch for 1 hour a day. Can't imagine being there 24 hours. But I also believe the first person to call her out, she is going to go out of, that will be her public enemy #1. She's going to say, I guarantee you, you're trying to keep me and Jeremiah apart. How dare you? Watch this space. Watch this space. Watch this space. And watch when a bombshell comes in and she talks to him, Jeremiah going to be doing the same shit Huda was doing, walking around like a vulture, ignoring Iris. I feel bad. Iris is going to be ignored. Iris is going to be ignored. He's only going to talk to Iris when Huda is there to make her judge. I'm telling you, get them off my island! But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on Love Island. it's messy. I'll be back here next week to recap again because I have a lot of things to say and I can't say them all on TikTok because TikTok won't let me talk for an hour for some reason. Short form content, whatever. But thank you guys for watching. If you would like to check me out on social media, here's my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. If you would like to join our Patreon where I post Sims, books, and vlogs of my lovely traveling escapade that I've done for the past several months, you can go check that out. That'll be in the description box down below. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to vote if you are eligible for the New York City mayor. Do not rank Cuomo. Secondly, please put your mask back on. It is never too late to put it back on. I took it back off because community care is caring about our most vulnerable, those disabled amongst us who do not have the ability to just leave their house and get massive respiratory infections whenever they please and be fine and okay afterward, even though you've had a lingering cough for 6 months. Alas. Alas. Also, speaking of, let's talk about cold sores. A cold sore is HSV1. A cold sore is herpes. A lot of people have cold sores. I have cold sores. Cold sores come on when I'm stressed. Cold sores can come on by trauma. Many reasons to have cold sores. Several members in the villa currently have cold sores. The way we talk about cold sores and herpes, there's a very heavy stigmatization about how gross and disgusting it is. It's something that happens. It's an infection like anything else, like a cold. I mean, it's transmitted in ways that a cold might not be, but we have to really watch the way we speak about the medical things that are happening on the show because we're constantly adding to the stigma of herpes amongst people who do have herpes who are not on reality television. So I would implore everyone to speak a little bit more tactfully when talking about the cold sores. I'm sure they all know they have cold sores. They're looking at them in the mirror every day. Herpes is something, I think it's something, it's over 50%. I don't know what the exact statistic is. It's over 50%. Herpes is a very widespread, common spread thing. Instead of talking about it with stigma and shame, talk about it with education. There are ways to treat cold sores, and it's not this thing that somebody is some disgusting leper because they have a cold sore, and feeding into that mentality with reality TV does nobody any service, and in fact only makes things worse for all of us on the outside, okay? So let's watch those B words. Let's watch those B words and calm down with the way we speak about cold sores. It's a cold sore, guys. It's a cold sore. A cold sore is herpes. It's a cold sore. There's no reason to act like they have leprosy. There's no reason to act like that. There's no reason to do all of these dramatics and keep the stigma alive and well when people have been actively trying for years to destigmatize herpes virus and cold sores. It's something that a lot of people have. It's an infection, like any other infection. Certain infections don't make you dirty. It's an infection. Infections don't make you dirty. It's an infection. Your body. Infection! Does having a cold make you dirty? Does having a flu make you dirty? No. It's a cold sore. So, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye!